I want to play a video real quick of a local news of a local PAC in Georgia. I believe it's called the Principals PAC. And they have a commercial for the 6th Congressional District in Georgia, which was formerly held by Newt Gingrich from 1979 to 1999. Totally, it's been held by Republicans for the total of 40 years. 20 of those years was for Newt Gingrich. They ran an ad today in the race for Karen Handel versus Jon Ossoff. Ossoff is the Democratic choice of the DNC. And they decided that it was going to be appropriate to use the shooting of Steve Scalise as a way of winning this election. In fact, one local official said the shooting is going to help them win the election. Here's the commercial.
Now the unhinged left is endorsing and applauding shooting Republicans. When will it stop? It won't if Jon Ossoff wins on Tuesday, because the same unhinged leftists cheering last week's shooting are all backing Jon Ossoff. And if he wins, they win. Stop them. Stop them now. Stop Jon Ossoff. Stop Nancy Pelosi. Vote Karen Handel for Congress. Vote Principled Leadership Project PAC paid for this ad and is solely responsible for its content.
I said it last week. I said it last week that they're trying to use a moral high ground to make it seem as though leftists are the only ones that engage in political violence, when we are so used to right-leaning violence in America. We don't even talk about it. We don't. It's not even a big deal. It barely breaks the news, right? I knew that was going to happen. But the other thing I said was going to happen was that they were going to use this politically to try to hurt more Americans. And by that, I mean they're going to try to rush through the American Health Care Act. They're going to do everything they can in this window of sympathy to get everything they can accomplished, even knocking 24 million more Americans off of their health care. I told you they were going to do that, didn't I? And this is the most blatantly obscene, perfect example of exactly what I was talking about. They don't give a damn about Scalise. I mean, I don't give a damn about Scalise. It's, well wishes, whatever. But they just want to use him for political expediency. It reminds me of when Reagan got shot. I mean, after Reagan got shot, he was able to get anything passed that he wanted to get passed back in 1981. That's how he got his tax breaks through, where he dropped the top marginal rate from 75% down to 25%. And it was so low that he had to go back up to 35%. And then ultimately, George W. Bush had to pull him out of that by taking it up again. But the point is that they will use any situation possible to get their political agenda across. And their political agenda is directly aimed and targeted at the neediest Americans, the elderly, the sick, the indigent, the child, the children. And so they will use this as a means of hurting Americans, and that they want to make us back off of our violent political rhetoric, which you very rarely actually see from the left. I don't know what the hell Bill Maher was watching. I mean, he should be listening to his own drivel, but he's going to team up with the editor from Breitbart and say, yes, we're going to condemn the political rhetoric from the left. And now he's teaming up with Ted Nugent, the guy who said Obama needs to suck his machine gun. And now they're going to do some kumbaya moment where they're going to condemn all violent political rhetoric. And meanwhile, they're going to use this as a political football to hurt 24 million more Americans. I'm sorry, but I have not enough sympathy in my well of empathy and sympathy to give a shit enough to sit back and allow them to tell us to be quiet while they use this politically to hurt 24 million Americans. I'll stop there before I say something politically violent.